I thought I knew her. Every detail, every smile, every secret we shared seemed etched into my memory. Her name was Maya, and for 2 years, we were inseparable, or at least I believed we were. People envied the way we looked together, the effortless way our laughter intertwined. I trusted her with everything I had, my heart, my dreams, my weaknesses. But all that trust shattered one evening, in a way I never saw coming. It started with small signs she'd pull away for no reason. Her phone buzzed more than usual, and she became overly protective of it. I shrugged it off, telling myself I was overreacting. After all, she loved me, didn't she? Then came the day I accidentally saw a message pop up on her screen. My stomach twisted as I read the words, feeling my world collapse in slow motion. It was from someone else, and the tone, intimate, secretive, familiar in the way betrayal always is. At first, denial gripped me. Maybe it was a mistake, a joke, or something harmless. I confronted her calmly, trying not to let my emotions betray me. I asked her, carefully, if there was someone else. Her laughter was light, almost dismissive. "It's nothing. Just a friend," she said, her eyes flicking away. But I saw it. The hesitation, the tiny lie that spoke volumes. I felt rage like fire coursing through my veins, yet I stayed composed. I realized then that anger wouldn't solve anything, not yet. I needed a plan, not a confrontation. I didn't lash out. I didn't scream or cry. I watched quietly. I observed every detail of her life, her habits, her friends, her routines. I learned how she communicated, who she trusted, how she showed affection to this other person. Each revelation stung, but it also gave me power. Power not through confrontation, but through patience. I decided to turn her betrayal into something she could never anticipate. Revenge, I realized, was an art, not a moment. I started small. I mirrored her actions, subtly testing boundaries, seeing how far she'd go. I smiled when I saw her with him, feigning ignorance, even amusement. I let her believe she had the upper hand, that I was oblivious, that she could manipulate me without consequence. The pain was sharp, but I swallowed it, storing it like fuel for the storm I was building. Then I began planting seeds. I knew her pride and ego were enormous, and those were weaknesses I could exploit. I let her think I was moving on, subtly dropping hints about my social life, about people who admired me. She noticed, of course, and her smugness slipped. The cracks began to appear. She thought she was untouchable, but I was patient. Revenge isn't about instant gratification, it's about precision. I turned her lies into tools. Every secret she whispered to me, every plan she made behind my back, became ammunition. I never confronted her directly. Instead, I crafted situations where her deception would unravel naturally, where her own actions would expose her. I manipulated circumstances to my advantage, all while keeping a calm exterior. To her, I was still the trusting partner, unaware of anything. In reality, I was orchestrating every moment, every coincidence, every revelation. The day of reckoning came unexpectedly. It wasn't dramatic, no shouting matches, no public humiliations. Instead, it was quiet and devastating in its subtlety. I invited her to dinner under the pretense of reconciliation. She arrived, smiling, confident, unaware of what was coming. I had arranged everything meticulously. As we talked, I revealed details about her other life, not accusingly, not angrily, but as if casually mentioning news she couldn't deny. Her face drained of color. Her words faltered. Every lie, every betrayal, every secret she thought she had buried surfaced like waves crashing against her carefully constructed facade. She tried to deflect, tried to charm, tried to manipulate me again. But I was beyond that now. I had transformed her deception into my strength. I showed her how predictable she was, how transparent her actions had become under scrutiny. I didn't need to yell or plead. The truth spoke for itself. The realization hit her like a cold wind. Her power was gone, replaced by a vulnerability she had never known. I had turned her lies into a mirror, and in it, she saw herself exposed, naked of deceit, powerless. The satisfaction wasn't in humiliation. It was in reclaiming my dignity, in turning the tables without stooping to her level. I walked away that night feeling lighter, freer. Maya had learned a lesson I never needed to teach verbally. Betrayal is a chain that binds the betrayer as much as the betrayed. I had taken what could have destroyed me and forged it into a quiet, undeniable strength. In the weeks that followed, she tried to reach out, to explain, to manipulate, but I didn't respond. Her attempts at charm and apology fell flat, each one a reminder of the game she had started and lost. I focused on myself, on growth, on creating a life that wasn't tethered to her deception. And as I did, I realized something powerful. Revenge isn't about hurting someone else, it's about proving to yourself that you are stronger than their betrayal. It's about turning pain into wisdom, lies into insight, weakness into power. Maya became a story of the past, a lesson etched into my memory. I didn't need to shout, to expose her publicly, or to humiliate her in front of friends. I simply outsmarted her with patience, observation, and calculated action. The most satisfying revenge is the one that doesn't scream. It whispers in your confidence and walks away with dignity intact. I learned to trust again, cautiously, selectively, but I also learned to respect my own instincts, to honor my own worth. Betrayal had tried to destroy me, but instead, it became the catalyst for a transformation I hadn't expected. I became stronger, sharper, more aware. I realized that people reveal themselves in their lies long before the truth comes to light. And recognizing that is the first step in reclaiming control. In the end, revenge wasn't about her, it was about me. It was about taking back my narrative, rewriting the story of my pain into one of triumph. Maya thought she had won, that she had the power to break me, but she underestimated the quiet strength that patience and strategy could wield. I turned her betrayal into my victory, her lies into my lesson, and her deception into my freedom. And that, more than anything else, was the sweetest revenge.